Welcome, my name is Barb Price. I would like to introduce you to emotional design and multimedia. Emotional design principles are relatively new. Most of the research has been in the last 10 years. What is emotional design? Emotional design makes essential elements in the multimedia lesson graphics more appealing. While multimedia graphics need to be functional, reliable, and usable, the emotional element has been shown to improve learner motivation and performance outcomes. Two of the most popular emotional design principles are adding human-like features and the use of distinct colors, especially warm, bright colors, to visually enhance graphics. How can multimedia foster positive emotion that will improve learning outcomes? Emotional design hypothesis says features can be designed to impact learners' emotions. If elements are visually appealing, cognitive processes may improve and lead to better learning outcomes. According to a meta-analysis, adding faces and pleasant colors to multimedia graphics are an effective emotional design principle. This research review found significant positive effects for retention, comprehension, and transfer. In the top row of this graphic, there are no faces and no color. In the second row, faces are added. In the third row, color was added. Which row do you find to be the most engaging? There were two theoretical frameworks that I found in most of the emotional design research studies. They were the cognitive theory of multimedia learning and the cognitive load theory. According to the cognitive load theory, cognitive processing within working memory of limited capacity uses knowledge activated from long-term memory of unlimited capacity. Only fleeting multimedia information registers in the sensory memory in the process of selecting. That information is brought into working memory where the learner organizes it in the organizing process. Finally, the learner interprets the spatial and verbal representations with the relevant knowledge from long-term memory in the integrating process. According to the cognitive theory of multimedia learning, meaningful learning occurs when learners engage in appropriate selecting, organizing, and integrating processing. Therefore, instructional design should prime these cognitive processes during learning. In the first research article, Emotional Design and Multimedia Learning, published in 2012, the argument used was based on original data collection. 118 students at a large private university in the United States participated in the study. Researchers were trying to answer the question, will emotional and color enhancements facilitate learning or contribute to extraneous cognitive load? This study found that positive emotional design can facilitate cognitive processes and improve learning outcomes. Intrinsic motivation also improved. In the second article, Benefits of Emotional Design in Multimedia Instruction, published 2 years later in 2014, was also based on original data collection. 47 students from the University of California, Santa Barbara participated in this study. The question was, will emotional design principles used in a multimedia lesson improve student learning outcomes on a comprehension test? Conclusion was effective and motivational factors should be incorporated into cognitive theories of how people learn from multimedia lessons. Cues intended to motivate learners had a moderate to strong effect on post-test performance. Emotional design can foster essential and generative processing, leading to better learning. Decorative pictures and emotional design and multimedia learning was the third article. It was also based on original data collection. 82 university students from Germany participated in the study. The question being addressed was, can decorative pictures serve as an emotion facilitator to enhance learning and serve as a metacognition facilitator to enhance a willingness to learn new information? They used pictures on the navigation pane of a lesson. Students either received a learning context picture on their navigation pane or a leisure context picture on their navigation pane. The learning context pictures foster learning in contrast to the leisure context pictures on the navigation panes. Other students received positively balanced pictures, such as shown on the top photo, versus a group of students who received negatively balanced pictures, as shown on the bottom. The positively balanced pictures enhanced learning more than the negatively balanced pictures. In reflection, the research supports emotional design principles. More research is needed to address motivation and specific emotions. I personally have found that emotional design principles have improved my learning and my engagement on multimedia lessons, and I look forward to trying to incorporate them in the lessons that I design. My references are shown here. Thank you for listening to my presentation.